Hello, PPS people. So what we're going to do the rest of the semester is we're going to work on a reflective project. And it's going to be due a month from today, which is May 7th. It's not that big of a deal. It is 10 pages. And it seems overwhelming, but if you do, if you work on it for an hour a day, you can easily knock it out. I mean, you can do a half a page every day and, a paragraph or two and easily get this done. Anyway, so I'm going to talk to each one of you on the phone because I have to do that for that form, and I'm not sure we've even filled it out yet. I will send more information on that. It's called like this RPPF form. Let's worry about that later. You need to go to my webpage, Walnut High School, Jerry Knox. Don't open up PPS. You just scroll down and it has links. Now, a lot of it's for human geography. You'll see PPS. And then you open that. And then in that, it says, I believe, word for word, reflective project and rubric, whatever one has the rubric. Print the rubric, have the rubric on your phone. You need to follow the rubric. I usually spend a lot of time going over the rubric, but there's a couple key things. A lot of it's straightforward. You need to look at it and know the difference between like a 3 and a 2. And so there's 3 points for each of the criteria a lot of times, and there's barely a difference. But there is a difference from getting a 3 for a section, and you want to get 3s on them, not 2s, because you want to get a good grade. Oh, alarm's going off. Nice. So the key one I want to talk about is there's one about culture and your topic regardless to culture. Now, I think the easiest way to cover that is like, how do different religions see it? Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. How do Christians see it? Muslims, Jews, Buddhists, maybe. Sorry, some people kind of attack it that way. Maybe Catholics have a different view than Protestants versus secular community on abortion or something like that, would be pretty easy because obviously religious people are very much against it, and that's that. But what I think is very good is how do the Europeans feel about it? How do the Chinese feel about genetic engineering? And again, abortion is not really an issue in China. I mean, it's not unethical to them. So their view is going to be very different from an evangelical Christian in the United States. So you have to have a paragraph talking about culture and how they have different views ethically on your topic. All right, so different perspectives globally is really what you need to get at. And there's another part about community, and depending on your topic, it could be Walnut, it could be LA, it could be California. But I usually think, being generic here, the community is like that community. So, let's say there's some controversy about a lot of people getting abortions for people that have Down syndrome. And so, how does the Down syndrome community feel? How do parents of Down syndrome children feel? How do those doctors in that community feel about this topic? Okay, so it's not, the cancer community, if you're doing a paper on cancer, and the cancer doctors, that's not Walnut. Walnut they're not the part of that community. Okay, so that community part is pretty tough as well. Really, you just have to cover it. So with a rubric, you have to really get used to this in college. You just do everything the professor wants, the teacher wants. You can't skip a section. Even if you turn in, excuse my language, crap, if you meet all the, basic elements, you do fine. You have this great paper, but you don't mention culture, you get this big 0 on that section, and that's unacceptable. Where's the community? All right. They also, in this paper, which is kind of unusual to me, to English teachers, they want to hear your voice. You don't need to have it throughout, but your conclusion will have, I feel, after research, I believe this. And another thing, a lot of people write this paper and they almost make it a persuasive paper. It's not a persuasive paper. So to cut on time here, let's be honest, you're going to cover both sides and then have a conclusion on one of the two sides. Now try to be open-minded. A lot of you have already decided how you feel on this. Maybe after some research you change your mind, and then you would explain that in the conclusion, your journey and how you feel about the topic. And some people have a hard time writing this paper showing both sides. They write, 4 pages about how, it's terrible, and then, a paragraph about how it's okay, and then, oh, look, I did both sides. No, you need to give both sides equal due. And then it's almost good to read a paper where I'm not sure what side you're on until the end. It's like, wow, they covered the other side so good. I was convinced that was a good point. Okay, so then it really shows that you did your research, you gave the other side a fair shot. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing. We used to do this the first month of school in the fall, but we need to get into discussion and doing the things that we normally be doing about ethics and reason and Kant and utilitarianism and all that. And so we will do that in August and September, but I think it's best for us to just start working on this paper. All right, you have to share it with me, and within 7 days, unless you text me otherwise, you need to have 500 words. Okay, so I can go on Google Sheets, and it does a word count. You can find the word count too, and just knock it out. I guess I have to say one last thing, and then I'm done here. I usually do a practice paper in the spring because some of you guys aren't very good at citations, and that's all what college is about. You have to be able to write a paper and do citations, and college isn't hard. And people that don't do this reflective project, they go to college and they find college hard. And hopefully at Walnut High School, we prepare their students. IB, we prepare you guys. And you just have to be able to learn to write a paper and not have crappy citations. For one, Wikipedia is not a citation. The LA Times is not a citation. Blogs are not a citation. Who cares about what, some random person has to say about genetic engineering? What do the experts say? All right, so the hard thing about this is to get, academic papers, you have to pay for them. You have to be a student at school. So it's hard, all right? So I could do a whole, I probably need to do a whole video on that. But we're doing APA. I'm going to send a link, and I have a great video to show how to use citations. Watch that video. And it's tedious. So as you go, cite your stuff. You can copy stuff word for word from other people. Just cite it. Just give other people credit. You almost barely have to write this paper. Just cite the whole thing, okay? And so many people, students have like these papers they turn in, and they have statistics with no citation. What, you just pulled that out of your butt? Of course. Those aren't your numbers. You didn't do a survey. It's so crystal clear that you got that someone else and didn't give them credit. Okay, and then sometimes people have this amazingly well-written information. And I can tell it's not true. No, Mr. Knox, that's the way I write. Just cite it. Even if you paraphrase it, you can still give someone else's citation. Anyway, in APA, you use the last name, dang it, and the year of the article, all right? So, Smith, 2011, in parentheses, period after. So we're not doing page number because you're going to do a lot of stuff online. If you go online and you can't find an author, it's probably not a good site. It's just not. If you do go to some, like, let's say you're doing an environmental paper, global warming or something, you go to some environmental group and then you say the Sierra Club, that'd be okay on their webpage. It's not going to have a name, but we all know that's biased information. You're trying to show, well, this is what this side feels. And Sierra Club is a legitimate club, organization, and their perspective could be included, but it's not going to be, unbiased, that's for sure. So, this web page, I actually going to have to send you a web page that has a lot of written explanations of how to cite everything, and then another one that's kind of a video to kind of show you. And start with a video, and then if you have any little, other question, you would go to the web page. So if I think of something else, I will make another video. I don't think you should email me in the group, text me in the group text. I think you should text me individually so everyone doesn't have to hear your problem with your topic. But if it's a general question, put it in the group text so we can all see it. So when I answer it, we can go from there. All right, so hopefully you did the reading already and watched the videos. If you have not completed all that, we're going to put that on hold, and I guess we'll do that in the summer. I would like all that done by the fall, but let's go to the reflective project. Signing out.